Hey friends, in this video, I'm going to be talking about why I jumped back onto eBay. I give you a little bit of a background, my eBay story, and why I stopped and why I started again. And it basically goes along to what this shirt says: fell forward into success, continually failing forward and making mistakes, but moving toward that successful goal. If you like this shirt, the link will be down in my bio through my Teespring store, and I also sell them on my new Etsy store. Both links will be in the comments, but continue to fail forward into success. So I'm back on eBay, and I wanted to talk about why. First, I'm gonna tell you my eBay story. I started reselling 4.5 years ago. My husband was selling, and he was selling on eBay. And he seemed so grouchy about it, like a lot of the times. He probably wasn't, but he was no less grouchy or more grouchy than other people who talk about eBay when it comes to like fees and customer service and customers, like, wanting to return items and things like that. So I was like, I don't think I want to do that. So I remembered the app that my sister told me about, which is Poshmark. So I decided to go in that way, that direction. I was working a job, so I didn't really have time to get into other platforms anyway. I wanted to just do something so that I can go sourcing with my husband. We can have, our sourcing dates and lunch dates and things like that. So it actually helped out a lot because here we are. Because of my husband, I've been reselling, not only successfully, but I've written a couple ebooks, and I have this YouTube channel, and I have a podcast. Yeah, I'm going too far ahead of the story. So I was hesitant about eBay and just decided to work Poshmark as a hobby. Fast forward to 2 years later, so I started Poshmark in 2016. Fast forward to 2018, I wanted to take the stress off my life and come home from work. I was a lunch lady, not only a lunch lady, but a supervising lunch lady where I supervised a staff, did all the inventory, did all the books, all the orders that came in, had to be in charge of 300 or more students a day, talking to teachers and administrators and angry parents and dietary restrictions and all that kind of stuff and lifting and everything. And the stress of it was just too much for me. I was 49 years old, and I knew I wanted to do something different. My background is that I have been in food service for years. I was professionally baking in Philadelphia, but when I moved to Delaware, I couldn't find a job that would pay me what I was used to making. So I went into the schools, the state. The best thing about that was the benefits. I had vision and I had dental, and Thomas already had medical. So that was great about that, but I was around too many people. It was too much going on in the kitchens as a baker. One or two people in the kitchen, and I would have my own space. So it just became too overwhelming, too stressful. So I figured that reselling could be my way out, and I was right about that. So what I did was I wrote down a plan, a very detailed plan about what I wanted to do. So here we are, it's April 2018. I wrote down a plan and I said, listen, to myself first, this is how I could possibly leave my job. I constructed this 6-month plan, how much money I wanted to save, having money in the bank as an emergency, how much I wanted to save, what I wanted my business to look like, how much I wanted to make. And so I took that plan and I sat down with my husband and I asked him if it, not okay, but as a partner, you want to talk to your partner about these decisions before you make them. You don't just make life-changing and money-changing decisions without asking. So I talked to Thomas and I said, listen, I want to come home. I put everything out on paper, and he says, I don't have a problem with that. Just make sure you have an emergency fund. And that's all he said. He didn't say you need to have this much money saved and all that other kind of stuff. And I was like, perfect. So what I immediately thought was, how can I make the most money real quick? And that, I decided, was eBay. So not only did I open up one eBay store, I opened up 2 eBay stores right away. One eBay store, I sold only jeans. every kind of jean. Thomas would bring me all these jeans, and of course at the bins, I would find a lot of jeans. The bins was our main sourcing place and still kind of is, aside from what's going on in the world. So jeans, jeans, jeans. I had children's jeans, I had women's jeans, I had fancy jeans, I had vintage jeans, and I broke everything up into that category. I had jeans, $5 jeans plus shipping because, you know, it had to go into the padded rate envelope. I had over $10 jeans. I had jeans that were over $50. I had vintage jeans. So that was my first store. And then my second store was a regular everyday store where I sold clothes, electronics, and just about everything. And I jumped right into it. And then I still had my Poshmark closet. And at the time, I was selling a little bit on another platform called Vinted. They're still in business, but we don't never hear about them anymore, right? And so I took these stores and I was just listing every day and listing and listing and listing. And I watched a lot of videos trying to find out how to work it and everything. And my sales were just rolling in, really making good money. And the first thing that I did was put $1,000 into an emergency fund. I opened up 2 additional bank accounts that were business related bank accounts because I didn't have those before. The regular ones were just my bank accounts. I strategically set up business accounts, and then all the money that I made went into the accounts. And this again was April. So April, fast forward to June, I worked in a school district. Remember, in June, it was time for summer break. So I decided, you know what? I'm just going to run my business full force as if I'm working a job. So when school was done in June, I made sure I took all my things home. I didn't know for sure if I was going to leave my job because it was a 6-month plan. I would have still had to go back to school. And the goal actually was to work until the end of the year, till December 2018. But something told me, you know what, just bring all my stuff home. Now, in the summertime, you bring everything home anyway, but there are things that you leave, like a microwave and coffee maker, some things that, you know, that would stay in your desk, you know, umbrellas and things, because it was like my kitchen. It gets locked up for the summer, and then I go back and open it up before school starts and have all the supplies and inventory come in. But I was like, you know what, I'm going to take everything out, take all my cups, everything that belongs to me, organized it, make sure everything looked good, just in case another person came home, worked my business. I was able to make enough money, emergency fund, to put into my bank accounts to fulfill the needs that I needed. So this happened in 3 months, less than 3 months. So from June to August 17th, 2018 is when I officially typed a letter of resignation and emailed it to my director. And I have not looked back since. I've been home. It is currently December 2020, and life has been phenomenal. And so fast forward to my eBay venture, I was putting so much energy into eBay that I wasn't paying any attention to Poshmark. And Poshmark was actually the platform that I really liked the most. So I decided, look, if I can put all this time into eBay, I can put it into Poshmark. So that's what I started doing. I started neglecting eBay and putting all the time into Poshmark, but actually I started making really good money on Poshmark. Again, this is 2018. We're getting new with the men's stuff. We're getting new with the children's stuff. We didn't have all the categories and everything back then. And a lot of the features that we have now were new back then. They were starting to get into more sharing and the light bundling and things like that. And I was really making a lot of money. Honestly, I was probably making about $2,000 to $3,000 a month on Poshmark in addition to eBay. But then eBay started to stress me out with the fees, even though I had the 2 stores, and the returns and the challenges with like customer service. So I started to kind of pull back from eBay. And by December 2019, I let eBay go. I took a break. I didn't close anything up. I just took a lot of my items off. Now, fast forward to PoshFest, which is Poshmark's yearly party that they have. It was going to be in Arizona, and I wanted to go. I had the money for my ticket, but I came up with a plan. This is my rule, and I'll probably say it again. If you want to make money fast, eBay is the way to do it. If you're just doing it for fun and you're doing it for a hobby, yes, definitely Poshmark, definitely Mercari. But if you want to make money fast, eBay is the way to go. If you want to make money fast and you want to make a lot of money, to sell on eBay is the way to go, because you can literally put anything on eBay and make money. So I wanted to make money. for Posh Fest. So what I decided to do was go back onto eBay. I had closed my jeans store. I couldn't deal with that. It was too much. So I went in to my regular store and just started selling some things. The money that I made for Posh Fest was for food, for my Uber, and if I wanted to shop. And it paid for my flight. It paid for my oh my gosh, I gotta take a sip of coffee on that one. Oh my gosh, I had originally bought one ticket to go, but it paid for my return flight. Here it is. Blooper. And so eBay is such a great platform if you want to make a lot of money. And then when I came back from Posh Fest, I totally closed my eBay 100%. I mean, didn't close it. I just took everything off and I was not an active seller. I would peek in every now and then and still use eBay to check comps and things like that. And so fast forward to September 2020. And actually fast forward to October 2020. And at the end of October, I decided to start cross-listing. And the reason that I started cross-listing onto eBay was because now I use a platform called List Perfectly. I'll leave the information down in the comments and you can check them out. They are a cross-listing platform. And it's been just such a phenomenal experience to use them. So what I decided to do was, you know what, I said, let me just go in. I have some free listings on eBay. I'm going to cross list every single day until I get about 100. By the time as soon as I hit like 100, I started making sales. And then I said, okay, so I can just cross list every day, but I don't cross list the same things. I currently sell on Poshmark Mercari and Etsy. Yesterday, I took all the items off my Depop. I'm not interested in selling on the marketplace, so I'm just kind of narrowing it down. So I took a lot of my vintage items from Etsy and put them on eBay, and they have been selling. Boots have been selling, shoes have been selling, sneakers have been selling. So eBay is that platform. I'm going to stay. Just like I gave List Perfectly a chance, I gave them a month. They have more than paid for what I pay them once a month. eBay has been going so well. I've already made it to the 200 free listings. So I decided, you know what? I'm going to reopen up a store. It worked out well because I was able to call it a reseller's passion. My first store was Leslie's Fashion Boutique. So now currently I have over 300 items listed. Here it is, literally the 4th day of December. And I have over, yes, 300 items listed, but I've been making between 10 and 20 sales a week so far. And it's been really exciting. And I wrote down some stats. So yes, I started back the end of October. I used List Perfectly, almost 300 listings, around 20 sales a week. And my average price point is $50. Isn't that amazing? I put some boots on there, some Sandro boots, and they sold for $150, and they went to Australia or something like that. So it's just been a great experience so far. And one of the things is I've never been negative about eBay, and I'm never negative about any platform. What I tell people is you have to do what works for you. It's not even all about feelings, but it's all about what you can handle as well. Really do the research, learn that platform inside and out, do the trial and error, take your time, don't give up. So when I talk about eBay to people, they're like, you talking about eBay? You don't sell on eBay. I've sold on eBay. Now I'm back again. And my goal, the reason, it's not just because of List Perfectly. The reason is because I just put a big chunk of money down to help my daughter pay off her tuition. She doesn't have any student loans. She had some scholarship. The school backed out on some scholarship. They're claiming that it's a whole lot of information, no need to get into all that. So I took a whole chunk of money that I had and put it down on her tuition. My first goal is to earn that money back. And then my second goal is Thomas and I, my husband, Pastor Dude X, we're moving, and I want to be able to contribute, of course, because it's both our home. And I also want to purchase myself a car, and I want to save for it. I don't get leases. I've never had a new car of my own, and because I don't believe in, I'm not getting a lease or anything like that, and it also keep my insurance down. So that's the reason why I'm back. I want to make the money back that I paid for my daughter's school. I want to have money for our house and able to get what I need to function for my business, and I want to purchase a new car, and I know that I can do it selling on eBay. So I said this just a little bit earlier, but what I want to add specifically is that If you have a platform and you're struggling with it, again, take your time, really learn it, pull back and evaluate what is making you frustrated about this particular platform, and then go in and knock everything out. Like, take your time as you're listing, really look at everything and see what they're asking you for. Keep the item with you. eBay, you just have to have the item unless you write everything down. To me, I used to write everything down, but it just takes too much time for me. It takes too much time for me to just go in and continue to write down measurements and everything. I rather draft my stuff and then come back if I have to take measurements. But that's the cool thing about cross-listing right now. I'm still cross-listing from items that I already have. I literally haven't had anything new that I've put on to eBay. So just go through eBay and look at everything, because the key is, I'm learning as well. Just stepping away for a year, there are new categories. They're asking for a lot. You have to think about, if you want to do promoted listings, you have to think about like your caps on your offers. It's a lot to really consider. Taxes, the whole deal. Do you want international? Do you want to charge for shipping, or do you want to, eat the shipping costs? It's a lot to really think about. Everyone has these issues, not just you. So if you're coming from Poshmark and you want to sell on eBay, just learn and don't be scared. I knew about eBay before I started on Poshmark, so it wasn't anything that I was afraid of. And I try to educate people who sell on Poshmark that you have to try it and not be afraid. There's potential, because all of these platforms can get stagnant. They can get flooded. And if this is what you're depending on as not even a full-time income, but as a supplemental, you have to do the research. You have to educate yourself as if you were training for a job. When you go to a job and they say you need additional training, this is when you go and start digging into that YouTube University. You're here watching me, so why not go and watch tons of videos about eBay, some of your favorite sellers who sell, and just, soak up all that information. So hopefully you've liked this video of my story of why I stopped selling on eBay and why I'm back, and hopefully it's motivated you to try something or jump back into something that you let go. Take care.